Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Language Arts Gallery. Today, we're going to continue with our academic writing and research course, and we're going to cover lesson 4, which is on transition words and phrases in our research article. So you can find the link to this lesson and all my academic writing materials in the video description. That'll take you to my Teachers Pay Teachers store. To my students in Ethiopia, please do not purchase anything from my Teachers Pay Teachers store. You can find this material in the Google Classroom, and if you need anything, please reach out to me and I will provide it to you. So, as I said, in today's lesson, we're going to talk about our transition words and phrases, and we're going to talk about how they apply to each section of the research article. So as we get started, I want you to think about some transition words and phrases that you know. They can be additive, they can be for creating contrast, they can be causal, or they can be sequential. So additive might be in addition, further, moreover. We would probably use these in our literature review. We could also use this when we're in our discussion, when we're talking about interpreting our findings. And similarly, contrasting, we can say, however, on the other hand, in contrast, contrary to. And again, we could use this in our lit review. We could use this also in our discussion. Causal, we might say because, therefore, since, thus. These are all words that indicate cause. And we would probably use this in our discussion section. And sequential, right away, we're talking about our methods section. This is where we're describing what we're doing. So you've got words like first, next, then. We've got subsequently, after, while. That's also a word that indicates sequence. And we're going to talk about how we applied these to our research article. Now, remember, we talked about the OMRAD structure, which is introduction, methods, results, and discussion. So let's go ahead and let's match up some of these transition words and phrases here. Okay, we're going to start with our introduction. So first we've got, according to Smith, previous studies have shown that, and research suggests that. So let's figure out what the function of these phrases is. Is it to highlight a gap in the research, present background info, state the research objective, or introduce the topic or problem? We're presenting background information here. The next one, however, nevertheless, despite this, while previous studies have focused on X, Y remains unexplored. So I think that last sentence there is a bit of a clue. This is highlighting gaps in the research. And those first three are really indicating contrast. And the reason the author is indicating contrast here is because they're talking about all these things that have been done, but they're saying, but this hasn't been done yet. So you're creating a research space. The next one says, recently, in recent years, with the rise of, due to increasing concerns about. So right there, they're introducing the topic or the problem. This study aims to, the purpose of this research is to, and in this paper, we investigate. We're stating our objective. What are we doing with this research? Moving on to our methods section. In order to ensure reliability, to minimize bias, or for the purpose of accuracy, are we justifying our choices, describing the steps, or comparing methods? Right here, we're justifying our choices. In order to minimize, for the purpose, this is all justification. Compared to prior studies, unlike previous methodologies, this approach differs from X in that. Here, that's all comparative language. We're creating a comparison there. And then we've got language that we often see in our method section. First, next, then, subsequently, finally, after which, or upon completion of. We're describing the steps in that process. So we have an opportunity to practice here. Okay, you've got a research article here, a section of a research article, and it's got an introduction, a literature review, and a brief method section. So remember, there's no one correct answer here, but I want you to pause the video and I want you to work through this, and then I will post the answer in our Google Classroom. So let's move to our results section. The results indicate that, analysis revealed that, and findings suggest that. Is this to compare numerical results, indicate findings, or introduce statistical significance? This is to indicate findings. This second one, higher than, lower than, similar to, or by contrast, is to compare numerical results. And then finally, statistically significant at with a p-value of or a correlation of r equals. These are all related to significance. P-value is related to significance. Here, the correlation, we're really talking about the results of a correlation test, a Pearson's test, where we're not really talking about statistical significance with that. In our discussion, these findings suggest that this could be explained by one possible reason is this to acknowledge limitations, compare with the previous study, interpret results, or to suggest future research? This is to interpret results. Our second set of phrases here, consistent with prior research, contrary to previous research, or this study expands on, we're comparing with previous studies. One limitation of this study, it's important to note that, and these findings should be interpreted with caution. This is all acknowledging limitations. And finally, further studies should examine, future research may explore, and a potential avenue for investigation is. These are all ways we can suggest future research to those who are going to come after us. So right here, we've got a sample passage. It says, online learning has gained popularity in recent years. Many students struggle with engagement. Studies have shown that interactive tools can help. Student engagement is still a challenge. Discussion boards allow for collaboration. Some students feel overwhelmed by too many digital interactions. Real-time quizzes improve student retention. Some students may experience test anxiety. The current study investigates the effectiveness of these tools. 200 students participated. They completed surveys. They reported on their engagement levels. The results showed that engagement improved. Not all students benefited equally. These findings suggest that interactive tools can be useful. Further research is needed. This is a very, very choppy paragraph, as we can tell. And the reason it seems so choppy, for one, we've got a lot of short sentences. I would use a mix of shorter and longer sentences here, but it lacks transitions. It lacks transition words and phrases. There are no cohesive devices that tie all these sentences together. So let's look at an improved version. Online learning has gained popularity in recent years. However, many students struggle with engagement. Studies have shown that interactive tools can help. Nevertheless, student engagement is still a challenge. For example, discussion boards allow for collaboration, but some students feel overwhelmed by too many digital interactions. Similarly, real-time quizzes improve knowledge retention, yet some students may experience test anxiety. So right there, fantastic. Lots of transitions, lots of compound sentences. We're not just having these short, simple sentences that make it sound so choppy. Another thing that we didn't talk about is, for example, for instance, these are other important phrases that we're going to want to include in our research article. Let's continue here. To examine this issue further, the current study investigates the effectiveness of these tools. Specifically, 200 students participated and completed surveys in which they reported on their engagement levels. That's expanding on what they've said previously. The results showed that engagement improved overall. However, not all students benefited equally. These findings indicate that interactive tools can be useful, but further research is needed to explore their long-term impact. So I like they're more specific here. Further research is needed for what? Well, to explore their long-term impact. So a much improved passage there. So I want you to think about what we've learned in this lesson and in our previous two lessons. So why do you think that different transition words and phrases are common to different sections of a research article? Well, we talked about the importance of rhetoric and how we have to structure our article in a certain way to make our argument logical and to be valid to those reading it. So each section has a function. So these words and phrases are quite common based on their function, right? Because each section of the article has a function, we're going to find language that's common to each section. All right. So I want you to write a short summary using the OMRAD approach of any research article in your field. So go out, read an article, or perhaps it's an article that you've read, and then write a short summary. You can include a literature review if you want to, but you can include that under the umbrella of the introduction. Then methods, results, and discussion. And in writing this, I want you to focus on your use of transitions. Okay. And I will post a peer review worksheet. So if you want to either work with a partner or you want to just self-assess your own writing, you can do that. All right. So thank you so much. You did a wonderful job, and I'll see you in our next lesson.